Howdy doody, you crazy guys. Back on at work today. It is, what is it today? It's Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 1st of September, I think. Septembre 1, as they would say in France, maybe. Who knows? I've just started using Duolingo to try and learn a bit of Spanish, actually. So I'm feeling a little bit coached this morning because I can now say I am a boy in Spanish, which I've forgotten. I know it's I don't know. I'm not even going to try and talk it because I'm just acting like a prat already. The video's just started. I'm already acting like a prat. But anyway, let me show you what the job is today. It is a ceiling to do, an artex ceiling, not a very nice one. And this is for an elderly lady, well, fairly elderly, probably not much older than me really, because I forget how old I am sometimes. But she wants to sell the house and she's not having a lot of luck. And she seems to think that the state of the ceiling is one of the main reasons that people are not buying it. I don't think that's personally true. I think the real reason people are not interested in this house is that there's no parking at all. It's one of these sort of mid-70s built houses where they used to create a lot of alleyways to get to people's front doors, and then you might have a little bit of a square outside where maybe kids played years ago. So no car access at all. So that was probably great, obviously, in the 70s when people had one car and there was young kids playing in the squares. It's probably a lovely little atmosphere. But obviously, times have changed. People have all got two cars, and for what little car space there is down there, I believe it's a bit of argy bargy, a bit of aggro getting parked up. So it would definitely put people off today with their cars. So I think that's why people are not buying it. I did sort of mention that to her, but she's insistent on getting this done. I personally think she's wasting her money. But anyway, it's not my decision to make. So anyway, what we've got to do is, let me turn you around. It's a long intro, isn't it? We've got the fluffy mic on today, like John Watson. It really was quite a kick. So spotlights are all coming out. And that's got to be filled in with a bit of board or whatever. So that's the first job to do that. That's the new light she's had fitted, new central pendant. So I've just got to drop that and obviously cover that up. A little bit of a patch that she had in from, I think it was a leaking water tank above or something. Anyway, that's all been patched in by someone else. So I'm just here to skim it. So we're going to scrape the artex down, breathe in a load of asbestos, and up there. So it's that bit and then the ceiling. I've had to put all this tape and drape stuff and the frog tape. So I've gone around the tops with low tack frog tape first, then that on top. You never put that on top really first if you're trying to protect the stuff under there, because this blue tape is fairly strong and it will peel off your surface. Obviously, hopefully this doesn't. I'm always trying different low tack tapes, and sometimes I just come back to frog tape really. A bit more expensive, but some of the really low tack tapes are so low tack they don't want to stick. So anyway, so she's obviously keeping the wallpaper. She's keeping this painted lining paper. So I've got to plaster this ceiling, and then I'm coming back at some point next week to paint it for her as well. So I'm going to leave all this stuff up and just hope for the best that when I do peel this frog tape off, it leaves a pretty clean surface. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world if it doesn't, because let's face it, if someone does buy this place, the first thing they're probably going to do is come in and strip all this wallpaper off. I've also got to do something with this fireplace. She wants it squared up. I think she's wasting her time really. I think she should just box the face of it in. She wants it tidied up. I mean, what a load of look, state of it. Look, what can you do with that? I'll tell you what I'll do with it. I will cut that. I don't know. I might put a bit of timber behind that and then put a bit of board on it. Just return it. And then the same there really. I think she's wasting her money. I really do. It's criminal really. So I think she's all right for a few quid anyway, the old girl. But you don't want to make people have all this work done, and it's going to make not one bit of difference to if people want to buy this house or not if that bit's squared up. It's just a poxy aggro job for me, and it's going to cost her more money. But anyway, let's put you on some sort of time lapse or whatever, and Let's get these holes in the ceiling repaired, get the spotlights out, give it a good scrape down. I've got my new top on today. Look. It's a worktop. Engelbert Strauss, if you're interested. I think they're German, mate. I get a catalogue sent to me every now and then. They do some real good quality work clothes. Not too expensive either, but it's good. You can tell when you put it on, it's a bit better than the sort of stuff you're going to get out of, like, you know, Regatta or Trespass or something. And there's nothing wrong with that stuff. It's fine. But this just feels like it's a little bit more quality. It was a birthday present. That's why it's had money spent on it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's take it off now. It's actually too hot. And I'll put you on some sort of time lapse so you can watch a fall at work. Right, so that's all the spotlight frames taken out. The electrician's just told me to tuck the wires back up because they're all dead, which I have done. And I'm not going to piss about too much with this by putting timbers in and then, you know, screwing timbers and then putting a piece in. I'm just going to cut the pieces in quite tight, wedge them up, and then I'm just going to stick a little bit of foam around it and let that go off first. Yeah, I mean, it's just a quick job so you can sell it, really. And to be honest, she already tried to knock me down on the price, even though I know she's bought another place outright and she needs to sell this place. So she's a canny old girl, I'll give her that. So yeah, I'm not going to muck about too much. I just want to get them in. I can scrape it down and then I can SBR it. I'm using SBR today. And today I'm going to give you a little promotion, Kirk. I don't very much you're watching me. But I'm going to use Kirk stuff. I've used it before and it is good. And because it's a big white ceiling, make life easier for myself with a bit of pink across it. All in pink, all in pink. She made my finger sting. You know the words. Right, okay, let's crack on. So, without further ado, let's get me a bit of plasterboard. And then we'll cut a little, cut a swathe off of that. Is that alright, a swathe? Cut a swathe off of that. Standing knife. What I've done is, now this job is about a 3-minute walk from my house. But like I was saying earlier, the parking here, in this particular bit, I mean, it's fine where I am. But this particular bit is really bad for parking. So what I did, I went all nicely, really bad for parking, mate. So what I did, I came here last night at about 8 o'clock, no, about 7:30. Because there's a sort of not a main road, but there's the sort of main in and out is on the side there. And to try and unload this at 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, just would have been a pain in the arse for everyone trying to get past. And I don't like that. I don't want that sort of pressure on me. You've got a lot of people going to work, a lot of kids going to school and stuff. So I came here last night at about 7:30 with a wheelbarrow and unloaded about 4 trips with a wheelbarrow, got all my stuff in here. So my van's at home now, which is, like I say, 3-minute walk away, but I'm just making sure I've got everything because, you know, I'm going to forget something, but I've been pretty good with this one. Anyway, let's cut a bit of board. And then we'll try and cut a... See, again, my hole cutter is in the van. I could have just bloody cut out of this, but I haven't got it with me, so I'm going to have to do it manually. So, not too fussed about how tight they are. As long as they stay in there, I can whack a bit of foam in with it as well. I did do a video yesterday, sorry about not putting it out, but what I did, I filmed 3/4 of it, and then at the last knockings of it with a finished product, the people were in the kitchen with me just chatting away, and I just completely forgot to film the end result, so it's not worth me putting out half a video. Right, so let's see, we've got a little square there. I should have just bought a bloody hole cutter, shouldn't I? Now I've got to take each corner off to try and get it to some sort of circumference. Probably be quicker for me to walk back to my van and get a little hole cutter, but I won't do that because I think you'll all miss me too much. 1st of October today. Where's that gone, eh? Where's that bloody year gone? Alright, come on you, get in there. Oh, you fucker. Tiny bit more, tiny bit more. I think I might try and cut the next ones as circles actually. I might use this as, that's it. I'm going to use this as a little template now. Let's cut that one as a template. I'll go around it as a template anyway. That can just be wedged in there. Oh, do you know what? That won't even need any foam. Look, by the time it's had a bit of bonding on it, let's show you that. See that? Perfectamundo, Ken. Right, so we've got a few more of them to do. Not too many more. I've got 3 hop-ups with me, so I can run about this ceiling. I would usually use scaffold boards, but I didn't drop them off. I do like the 2 hop-ups and scaffold board method really when I'm on bigger ceilings. I don't like stilts. I don't like them boots. You know the work tool boots, the orange ones? I've got a pair. I've had a pair for years now when they first come out. I've had them, I don't know. I'd like to say I've had them for about 7 years. But I've had a couple of falls on them. And you know what? They're ankle breakers, them things. They'll snap your ankle. Twice I've gone over on them, and twice I've splayed out like a Bambi and sort of laid there waiting for the paint to start shooting through the ankles. And touch wood, it hasn't. It's been okay. So I mean, they're okay, but just be aware. And the stilts, I've had the stilts before. I've got stilts indoors. I've had a fall on them as well. And it's alright when you're younger. But I'm I'm past my mid-50s now, 56 now. And I really don't want to go over on stilts. If I break something, obviously, I'm buggered. There ain't no one going to give me any sick pay. Anyway, so we'll keep doing these. Hope I'm not boring you too much. Too much. Right. There's that one. Do a bit more. Bit more. She's got a little dog in this woman that I've had to lock in the kitchen. I think it's 17 years old. Can barely walk. Feels a bit wicked really for it to still be here, but companionship for the old girl, isn't it really? But it's horrible when you see an animal like that. Anyway, enough of that. That's enough of that stuff. How many of these more? So 1, 2, 3. Is that going to be a tight one, madam? Oh, mate, that's a tight one. I like that. Nice. Your body is tight like a tiger. 1, 2, 3. 3 more of them to do. Then I can start scraping down this artex, which is no fun. Let's turn you around a bit there. I've also got you being recorded on the old GoPro. Come on. Right. Another bit of plasterboard. Let's put that there. Bit of plasterboard. How are you all doing? Are you all busy? I hope you're all busy with work. I'm mad busy at the minute. So much work. I've got a nice little job. Tomorrow I've just got to go and finish some touching up with some painting from an outside job I did. There's a couple of bits that I missed. It's my own fault really, but I'm glad they tell me. I don't like to ever walk away from a job and the customer doesn't feel like they can tell me. Because I don't know what yourself, if you ever do any outside work or any big painting work, after a while you almost get like snow blindness with it. You keep going round and round looking for things, and you tend to move around in the same areas. So if you have missed something, chances are you'll miss it again because you're creating your own pattern, but someone else might look at it and they'll come at a different angle. Anyway, there's a few bits and pieces. I don't think it's more than 2 hours work, but I'm going to go there tomorrow and just finish that off. So I might just record a bit of that. Friday, I don't think this will be dry enough. I've got to paint this ceiling, but I don't think it'll be dry enough by Friday. We shall see. And then after that, I've got another job literally round the corner, which has got a drive. I can park on that. And that's quite a nice job. People are going away for about 10 days. And I've got a little bit of plastering to do. And I've got to decorate the lounge dining area and up the staircase. Put a couple of doors on front. So if you want to watch that, stay with me. I'll try and do a bit more of a video about that. They're going on well actually now. 2 more of them to do. I'm probably going to cut a load of this talking out, but I'm just talking now. Probably boring the ears off you all. Sometimes when you're doing these YouTube videos, I'm not a natural presenter at all. I'm sure you guessed that already. But sometimes I feel like you get a more natural version of me when I'm just doing this and talking. It's almost as if you could be working over there and we're just chatting away. So it's a bit more natural just to talk while you work, really. When you stop and talk to the camera, it's all a little bit sort of, it's a bit harder, really. Because you're aware that people are watching. Even though people aren't watching at that particular time, you're aware that people will be watching. It's like doing a presentation, really. It's like doing a poo in a public toilet. You know no one can see you, but you feel like everyone's watching. Oh, look at that. It's going in very nice. Very nice indeed. One more to do. And do you know what? I was going to put a little bit of expanding foam around the edges of these, but I don't think there's room. I think they're so tight. Anyway, once it's all skimmed up, it will hold. Obviously put scrim on it. And that saves me from having to try and put bits of wood behind it all. They're too small, they're the tiny little spotlight holes. And there's no way you can get a bit of wood in it and hold your fingers up. Oh, that's got a little bit of a hole there. I'm going to get a bit of foam in that one. Just for quickness. Now, did I bring the foam? That's the nut. What a fucking idiot. Did I leave the foam? Oh no, don't tell me I've left the foam. Don't tell me I didn't bring that with me. Do you know what? I didn't bring the foam with me. I left the foam at home. The foam is at home, so we're not going down that route. We are just going to rely on a bit of scrim and a bit of plaster anyway. So that's that done. So now I'm going to have a little bit of a scrape down. I won't talk to you while I'm doing that because the noise will be horrendous. I'll see you in a minute. So the floor in here was like an old laminate floor in this lounge. So what I did, I just scraped off the artex first, let it all fall to the floor. And then it's easy just to sweep it up like that then. And then I started laying this visqueen down. And for those of you that can see a bath in the middle of the lounge, yeah, you're right, there is a bath there, but it ain't plumbed in. It's something that someone gave to her, and I think, well, speaking to this lady, she used to be an ex-antique dealer, so she probably can't turn anything down if it's given to her. Someone's given her this poxy old bath, and she never had it fitted, and now it's just sitting in her lounge, right in the way. Okay, so we are all scraped down now. All little holes filled in ceiling with the plasterboard. Got a load of plastic down on this one. I bought a roll the other day of the like the visqueen stuff, plastic stuff. So I just chucked all that down here. Although there's no carpet, it's only laminate. I could have swept it. It's not the best laminate either. But I'm going to be using the pink SBR, and I know the colour in that is fairly strong. So when I go around with the SBR around the edges, I'm just going to try and stay off the edge because I've got the tape on, and I don't want any of that bleed through onto this paper because it's probably going to get a little bit through. So I'm just going to stay 4 or 5 mil off the edge. I like using this stuff, although it's not so great if you do drop plaster because obviously it's not soaking into anything, but you can scoop it back up and put it in your bucket, which is good. But when I used to work on a company and we used to do a lot of work for insurance claims, like Norwich Union and Aviva or whatever, and people like that, and the company liked us to use this stuff because there wasn't no chance of anything going through to a carpet. Because believe me, once you start working in people's houses that have having an insurance claim, they're looking for any other reason to get a new carpet or a new something else out of the insurance company. And they don't really give a shit if they stitch you up because you're just a worker in their eyes. We did have an old boy, really nice old boy once, and we pulled his ceiling down for him and put it back up. He had quite a bit of work done in the house for this insurance stuff. And I think there was a little skip outside. Nice old boy, could have been your granddad. And he said to me, while you're doing that, while the skip's out there, would you do me a favour and just take the lounge carpet up and throw it away because I'm going to get rid of it anyway. So obviously we did. Well, I did. And thought nothing of it. We finished the job. A couple of weeks later, I get a phone call from my boss. Did you throw a carpet away at Mr. So-and-so's house? I said, yeah. And he said, well, he's saying he didn't ask you to do that. I said he did. He asked me personally if I could just throw it away for him because he didn't want it. It was like moth eaten anyway. It was rotten. And anyway, it was his word against mine, and I'm sure he probably got a new carpet out of it. So be aware. Don't trust anyone really in that respect. I do like to trust everyone because that's just the sort of person I am. Because I would never do that to anyone. It's just not in my DNA to do that to people. But yeah, be aware. And anyway, getting back to the point, that's why we used to use this a lot, and sometimes I still like to use it because it's good. I've got to paint this ceiling after, so it's just perfect. It's going to stay there. Anyway, enough waffle from me. Let's get on with a bit of Kirk's SBR. Okie dokie. Right, let's get on with a bit of this. Let's give this a clean out quickly, this bucket. Schoolboy error there, scraping artex down above your buckets. Should never do it. Always get your buckets out of the way, otherwise it ends up full of crumbs. And you brush them back in the ceiling. Right, Kirky Johnston. Let's use some of your stuff. Smells good, Kirk. Hey, thanks for that, Kirky, lad. It's a great product. I'm going to skim my seat. I'm going to put Kirk's gear all on the ceiling there, and then I'm going to be laid down for my tea. That's my excuse for a Scouse accent. Is he a Scouse, Kirk? He's from up that way anyway. Bless him. Seems like he's doing well. Seems like a nice bloke. Nice lad. Say lad, could hold him old enough to be his dad. Anyway, let's get this on the ceiling. And not the most interesting video, but it's all content, isn't it? So like I say, I'm not going to go right to the edge with this pink stuff because it is a pink, strong old pigment in it. But you know what, as I get older, it's all about making life easier, isn't it? I still enjoy plastering and I've got no intention of stopping it. But if there's a pink pink product out there, I don't know why Kirk doesn't do pink PVA as well, to be honest. Unless he can't, unless there's some sort of blockage on doing that. I did a video of it a while ago. It's on my playlist somewhere. I put some brick dye, some red brick dye into my PVA. And achieved the same effect as this, really. But I did say on that video, if this was available in Toolstation, I'd be buying this and not dyeing my own PVA. And it is available now in Toolstation, which is brilliant. So I shall be buying this more often. Just makes life easy, really. Yeah, it's a one coat thing, isn't it? Just one coat. With PVA is always two coats, and sometimes it's hard to see with PVA if you've got it in the second coat. The first coat's all right because it sort of starts shining. Obviously, if you're on a matte finish ceiling, but when you're going over with a second coat, you can't always see if you've got it on a big ceiling. So there we go, all scraped down, all SBR'd, with the pink SBR, the Plasterers blend stuff. It's good stuff, but the colour in it is really strong and it just dry quick. So if you do drip it on anything, get it straight off because it just dries. It's very quick drying stuff. So, and also if you're using it with a roller, don't have anything longer than a medium pile roller, and roll it slow. You don't want to go fast with it. You don't want to splatter it everywhere. But it's okay. At the end of the day, it is SBR, and SBR is always going to be a bit more runny than PVA. So, but it is good. Obviously, you can see exactly where you've been, and you only need the one coat. So that's that done. So while that's picking up, let's get myself sorted out with some water now, and over to the old mixing station. Put some scrim across these joints. I'm going to stick a little bit of stiffer stuff in there first, I think, because it's got a little bit of a depth. Let's have a look. Oh no, it ain't so bad. It ain't so bad, it ain't so bad. Oh, it's there, look. Fuck's sake. Oh, look at that, look. Why the fuck? Is there a joist there? Must be a joist there. There and there. Right, I'm going to screw that up a bit tighter. Right, we're all mixed up. And scrimmed up. Let's go. Let's do it. First of all, I just want to get a little bit in this patch, just so it starts taking in a bit. It's just a bit deeper where the board went up, so stick one straight on that. That should start setting. Good enough for when I come to pass it. It shouldn't have no sagging. And if we're talking trowels, this is a 40-60. This is a Marshalltown 16-inch. Right, so let's jump over this corner first. And then I'll work my way down the room there. A little bit over that little patch. I've mixed it up fairly, not wet, but not stiff. I don't want too much falling really. And I want to get the first coat on fairly thick. Cover this artex. See, if you mix it too wet, it's not going to stay so deep on the artex really. You might get a bit more sagging. So. This ceiling's going to actually eat the gear. Well, I didn't film too much of that going on because it was quite a bugger to get under control. So that actually had 3 coats, that ceiling. The artex was just a bit too deep for 2, so I had to go with a 3rd. And I only had enough plaster. Well, I had a little bit left over there, so not so bad. Well, a little bit, looks like half a bag left over there. But I'd rather have too much than too little. So it's all coming together really. Just needs another shine or 2. Looking nice and shiny. I don't know why I'm going to shine it too much because I'm actually painting it, so if there is any little discrepancies I can grab that, you know, when I paint it, which might be Wednesday today. I'd like to paint it Friday, but I don't think it's going to be dry enough, but we'll see. If not Friday, then I might pop in at the weekend and just put a coat on it, just so it's got a good mist coat taking in. So yeah, I've still got that to repair. Yeah, it's getting on, it's 2 o'clock now. So I've got that to sort out, and I've got a tiny little bit of a cracked ceiling upstairs. So yes, I didn't show too much of me trailing it on, to be honest. In fairness, I just couldn't be bothered to film it and try and do it because I had to put all my energy into getting this under control. So there was no time to piss about trying to set up cameras and talk inane waffle that you've probably all heard a million times before. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to give it one more polish up now. I might leave you on a bit of a time lapse, or I might just film myself polishing it. So you can prove, I can prove it's me that done it. And I will set you up over here, I think. Right, so I've just been going over it with the Ox. I always forget what they're called. Ultraflex. So this is the Ox 14-inch Ultraflex, and what a fantastic trowel it is as well. I only got it a couple of weeks ago, so this is a good job to sort of break it in, because they're just a tiny bit catchy when you buy them new. So it's going to need a big sealing like this just to start breaking it in. Yeah, it's a really nice trowel actually. So I don't want to shine it too much. So I'm going to try and leave all this tape on. I've tried to cut a straight line through here, but this ceiling is very wonky. It goes up and down, and if I bring it down to where it wants to be here, it's going to overshadow this. It's going to bring it down lower, so I've had to give it a little bit of a dig, but I don't think the lady's going to mind. So it's not going to have much now. And to be honest, I could probably get away with not even doing this, but you know when you just know it needs a last one. You start to get that sort of grain pattern, don't you? And you know you've done it then. That's the last one. When it starts pulling that sort of, it's like a pattern it forms, isn't it? Yeah, it's been quite a struggle actually. I see a lot of other blokes on YouTube doing big ceilings, but very rare do I get a big ceiling which isn't an artex one to go over. I mean, a plasterboard ceiling this size would be absolute dream. But because I don't really do work for builders, I never seem to get them jobs. It's always just domestics, you know. Occasionally I'll do a little bit for, not so much a builder, but like a bathroom fitter or something like that. But 9 times out of 10, it's all domestic stuff. So I'm going over artex, or I'm going over a dodgy old crappy ceiling. Quite a lot of preparation on this one as well. I mean, I was in here about 7:45 this morning. Spoke to the lady a bit, you know, you have your bit of waffle and all that like in the morning. And she went out, just gone 8. So by the time this was ready to skim, it was 11. It's usually the sort of time I find anyway, is by the time you've done all your preparation. It usually ends up being about 11 o'clock before you start skimming. And then, you know, if it starts at 11, you know you're generally out the door for about 3. But not today, because I want to get that little repair around the fireplace done. There's a tiny little repair upstairs. This is a beautiful trowel, you know. I've had a few of the flexes over the years. I've had the Nellas or Neelas. I've had 2 of them. I've had the Marshalltown Superflex. But I must say that this Ox thing, Ox Ultraflex, is by far the best, and the handle's really comfortable. It's a real nice trowel. I mean, if the rest of the trowels are like this, I might even go for an Ox like laying on trowel as well. It's really, really, I don't know. When you put this Ultraflex on the ceiling, it's almost like it sticks, like it's so flat it almost sticks to it. I used a speed skim on this as well. I had a 2 foot, is it 3 foot? I think it's a 3 foot speed skim across this. I really couldn't stop with it really. See, it wasn't going off on me, but I knew that I was only just ahead of it. So there's no chance for complacency there when that's happening. I think 10-15 minutes after, I would have been struggling, so I was just going ahead. So sorry for not filming too much of it, but there's so much plastering on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen it a million times before anyway. And there is a lot of plastering on YouTube now. And I suppose what it does, it dilutes the viewers that people like me are trying to get. I don't know if you stick with just a handful of plasterers that you watch, but I generally do. So the plasterers I generally watch are, I watch Dam's TV. I really like him. Damon, is it? I just really like him. He's just a joy to watch, really. He's a good plasterer as well. Apart from that, you know, he's a very good plasterer. I watch Smurf, our Master Smurf. I think he started maybe a touch before me. So I watch his stuff. He's like me, just works on his own most of the time. Who else do I watch? I don't watch so much of Kirk anymore, Kirk Johnson. Not for any reason, but I think he's got enough watchers, he don't need me. Daniel Lee Smith, he's got a nice little team there, I think. Little family bunch, very nice, polite lads. So Daniel Lee, that's really about it, really. A few of us have disappeared, a few of us YouTube plasterers. I say us like I'm in a gang, but you know what I mean. It's I've noticed Eric's disappeared from the scene, and he was, I can't think of what his channel was now. Ask the Plasterer. Yeah. So Eric's gone. Maybe he's giving it up. He was a bit older than me, I think. Anthony Parry has gone. I think he's got sort of more into his music from what I can sort of see of him. And who was the other guy? Plastering for Beginners. Do you remember him? Blaine, Plastering for Beginners. Now he's been off the scene for quite a while now, and I sort of wondered why. I thought, well, he seemed to be doing all right. Why would he stop? He's only a young guy. And it looks like he started another channel, DIY for Beginners. Obviously, your scope of subjects is massive there, and that's one of the reasons why I called this channel Plaster, Paint and More. Because I didn't want to be tied down into one box of just plastering, because there's only so much you can talk about plastering. There's only so many tips and tricks, and you know, if you've been watching other people for a few years, now that YouTube's been doing this stuff for a few years now, it's you know, it's a saturated market, really. So you've got to hope that people like you, as who you are, really, which obviously helps. But I tend not to really do like how-to videos. It's just really a day in the life of me. Let's try with something else. Beautiful. Yeah, so yeah, I don't really do too many how-to videos, because there's a lot more people out there that can teach a lot better than me, really. So anyway, giving it some waffle. Giving it some waffle. I'm getting a nice weekend off this weekend. Doing nothing. For about the last 5 or 6 weekends, me and my wife, we've had something to do, somewhere to go, someone to see. And although that's nice to be sociable, it's nice to be unsociable as well, isn't it? Sometimes you just want to lock yourself away for the weekend, don't you? Just be in your own space, so you can reset for the next week. Anyway, I was just saying, wasn't I? That was a customer. She just rung me in between the video. I forget what I was saying. It was a load of old bollocks, probably. There's a load of old bollocks. Oh, this ceiling is looking a treat. A proper old treat now. So, let me entertain you. Let me show you the results. Hold on. So there she is. She's nice and shiny. Got a nice old shine on it. Across the lot. I've kept that edge as clean as I can because obviously it's got to be painted yet. And that's all good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. See how that trail, it's a lovely finish on that. I might regret that when I start painting it, but that'd be alright. The roller will roll across that, I'm sure. No skidding. I've got a little bit just to polish up there. I'll just give that a polish and then that ceiling's done then. And I can start pissing about with this fireplace.